got our podcast thinking you should watch it. If you driving, man, it's good for you to listen. Know we keep it real, know we spit it raw. Sports dialogue, know it's good if I'm involved. No, we're not the news, we just cool dudes with nobody to impress. Just talking our shit, call it pressman coverage. Pressman coverage.
Welcome into Pressman Coverage, a podcast dedicated to you, the fan of a team who saw flashes from their quarterback. He may be the man, folks. He may be the man, folks. But look, before we dive into what's happening with the Titans, the Seahawks game, just the general state and the energy and the feel of the team, always got to introduce the crew. Captain Saucy Gardner, because he grows peppers in his backyard. Talk to the people.
Real sauce.
Hey, man. I'm exposing you.
Hey, look, that's crazy.
Man. All right, my man. Go ahead. I'm wilding.
Hey, I'm on you too. When we get deep in the show, I'm on you. But yeah, nonetheless, man, we are here, man. It's an exciting day, man. For the Cam Ward fans, we've been looking for the flashes. They are here. We've seen everything we need to see. We got our guy. We got our franchise quarterback. I'm talking about manipulation with the eyes, reads, magic, everything. He put the team on his back. We still lost, but it's promising. It's promising. I'm feeling good, man. Cody, what's good?
We may have lost, but good teams win, but great teams cover.
That's right,
baby. And we've covered 3 in a row.
Mike McCover. Let's go,
That's
baby.
Right, that's right.
That's my coach. Anyways, man. Look, so the energy that you're feeling is the same energy I've seen on Twitter. I've seen on other Titans-related content. Like, it's one of those days where, for instance, Easton Freeze kind of said something, he caught some flack for it, but he said something that was pretty palpable to me, that Mike McCoy's presser almost felt like we won the game, which isn't necessarily a great thing, but that's what you would like to feel as a losing team. I know there are no moral victories. Sometimes you do need to take some moral victories, because I think what everybody felt was a sigh of relief. I think it's one of those things where you're like, man, it's almost like, let's say you're about to propose to your wife. You're like, I'm pretty sure she's the right lady. And then you're kind of like, well, maybe the day leads up to it. Maybe. And then you finally propose. She says yes. Oh, it's a sigh of relief. Even though it's all downhill from there. I'm just kidding. I love my wife. Just kidding.
We love you, B.
We love you, B.
Shout out,
Sorry,
B.
Why'd I say
Shout
that?
out to the queen. Shout out to the queen.
That's right. But, it felt like that's what it was, more of a sigh of relief than like just straight jovialism. But, Cody, you've been kind of scouring Twitter and been all over it since the game ended. What's the general feel for you?
I think there's just, I think we find ourselves a little bit of hope. I think they may have felt like Cam Moore's maybe just turned a little bit of a corner. And I think a lot of it's connected with him finally using them legs attached to his body and going around and picking up first downs, dude. Thank goodness he's starting to use them.
Completely agree, man.
I wanted to hop in, man, because I feel like we've been waiting for this time, and I think it's fair to say that, realistically it does take, some quarterbacks, man, they find magic out of a bottle and they're able to start showing signs week 1, but it's some guys that take to this part of the season to really see what they're made of. And to see Cam out there just being decisive with the ball, doing what he did in Miami, it's exciting to see. And like that lets me know that it's starting to click. Like the internal clock in his head is he's starting to get it. He's getting to that NFL speed, and that right there is what we'd hope for. Like, he's looking like the number 1 pick now. So, yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the biggest piece for me was the easy things looked easy. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
That was something like, okay, the things we've been asking you to do, just make the simple completions. When you do make the simple completions, as much as you can, give your guys room to run after the catch. Like, there's just a lot of things where it felt like, okay, it felt like a lot of things clicked, and we'll see what happens the rest of the season. But it was one of those steps that we were looking for. This may be a terrible comparison, but it was very similar in different ways to the feeling I got when Will Levis came out that first game and kind of went crazy. I know this wasn't a whole bunch of bombs happening down the field, but it was like just the magic of seeing a quarterback make something happen. And I think Will's versus his was a little bit different. There's the difference between, to me, bombs being thrown down the field versus bombs being dropped on your head and you weaving out of there to make something happen. But it was really cool to see that. So let's talk about a few things specifically during this game that stood out. So just to kind of run through how the game opened, and we're not going to go series by series, but the first drive, it was one of those where I'm like, all right, we might be here to play some ball. I mean, we had a very long drive to start. It took all the way up until 5 minutes left in the first quarter. We kicked the field goal after we got the ball. And I'm like, okay, here comes the juice. And then Seattle has the next 4 scores: field goal, touchdown, field goal to end the half with 4 seconds left. And then they open up again in the second half with a touchdown pass to go up 23-3. And at that point, I'm going to be honest with you, fellas. I was there in person. I look down. I'm like, you know what? I finished my drink. My popcorn's good. I'm ready to go. I'm straight.
I think that's how a lot of us were feeling.
And even to that moment, though, Cam Ward had some good moments. But I feel like we've always been a struggling team in the second half, at least the past few years. Even back to, the Vrabel days at time, it felt like our second halves weren't as strong as our first at times. But I'm curious, Cody, walk me through what you felt like were some of the key turning points in the game for you.
Well, I thought we came out, thought the little scripted drive that we had, I thought it was pretty solid. I mean, it wound up in points, which is always good. 15 plays, 63 yards, ate up 9 minutes of the clock. I mean, when is that the first time that's happened this season? I remember I saw it went 15 plays. I was like, we have not had a drive this long. But yeah, I mean, we're talking pretty glowingly about this game. And this game, at some point, we were down 23-3. We were down 30-10. And, the way that we got our 10, man, once again, Mr. All-Pro himself, Dike, goes out there, takes a punt back for a touchdown, 90 yards, completely awesome, does his thing once again. And then he's like, one's not enough for me today. Let me go get another one. Xavier Restrepo caught the ball on the 1 yard line. And, Chimere Dike said, I'll take it from here. Got a second touchdown of the game, start him in fantasy in a couple of leagues. Appreciate that from him. But yeah, I mean, just overall, I mean, and I think honestly, it honestly took my wife to give me a little perspective because we were watching the game together, and I was about at that point too, where I was just like, it's 23-3. Let's go try to turn on the old red zone and just see what's going on around the league.
Yeah.
And she's just like, you know what? She's like, I feel like they're not playing that bad today. I was like, we're down 23-3. Like,
shout out Tish. Stay in there, buddy.
And, I was just like, I guess there's not a lot of penalties going on. We're not jumping off sides. We're just losing to a team that's just flat out better than us. So I was really, the second half, I was pretty pleasantly surprised with how we played.
I agree. Sauce, did you have any key moments that stuck out before we dig into specific Cam stuff?
It was that same kind of perspective with Cody. I mean, I was gearing up to take my kids to the park when we were getting slacked, but that DK return caught my attention
Juice
again. I'm like, uh-oh. I said, uh-oh, got a little juice. So it was from that point, and then seeing Restrepo come in. Shout out my guy Restrepo. Y'all try to play on this top now. It's about that time. But we'll talk about that later. But it was one of those dynamic moments was Cam getting hit, falling to the side. That dish he did to Chig, you know what I'm saying? That it just looked like the play was over. Or did he run into his lineman and he started to fall over?
It was kind of a little bit of both. When I watched it on the All 22, he was getting sacked.
Yeah.
But it was simultaneous as him running into his lineman as he was falling. It was a really weird situation.
Man, it was, and then for him to be able to create out of that, caught my attention. And then also the Restrepo play where it's across his body, Restrepo just mind melting with him, knowing where he's at, catching that. And I'm just like, yeah. They should have this guy in here a lot more. And, we'll get into it. But
And
yeah,
that was
there's
a
a couple of
pretty
those
insane
moments.
play to me, that Restrepo one specifically, because Cam Ward was literally getting pushed out of bounds.
It
The
was-
still shot of him
I-
throwing that
it's-
ball
It looks
is
crazy.
absolutely nuts.
It looked
Like-
like the Patrick Mahomes from the Super Bowl where he was like flying in the
Bro.
air.
Bro,
But he was like
That's exactly what
flying to
it
his
is.
side. It was crazy looking.
That's literally what it is, man. Like that was something that was just complete Superman. What's up, Randy?
give me your perspective watching that live. Like, you saw that play live, correct? What what happened in the stadium?
So everybody was already standing because I think we had gone for it on fourth during that same drive, if I'm not mistaken. And that might have been a fourth down play itself, if I'm not tripping. It was either third or fourth, but it was a later down. I know that. So we were already standing, and it was just one of those, like, I felt like I was hyperventilating as many times. I was like,
Yeah,
like
just
just
shocked you.
panicking, and then to see him throw that pass, and you're tracking the quarterback, unless you're just superhuman and you can focus on multiple players at once. I'm looking at Cam like, okay, what's happening? How close is the defender to him? And I see him getting pushed, and he throws it. And in my head, I'm like, you just did the Will Levis bowling to you play. And to see the ball get caught was something that was amazing. But then, like, the extra jolt in the crowd was like, it's Restrepo! Like, it was like one of those things where it was like a double energy boost. Like, oh crap! Like, it was crazy. I was turned up in there off of that, man. And all I was yelling was
Super
Cam
Saiyan.
Ward. I don't know why. That's like my thing when Cam Ward makes a good play. I don't know if it's because his name can't be broken down any shorter than it can, or if I'm just getting older and the nicknames just don't happen. I'm like, Cam Ward! Like, that's all I can yell when he does crazy things.
It's like when Julio caught the ball, we always say Julio. He only caught like 10 passes the entire season.
Like, I felt like that chicken on like Stuart Little was just yelling random things every time he runs in the screen. Like, that was just me, man. But it was a really cool moment. And we can talk about kind of the pass catchers in general here. And I'm fine with starting with Restrepo. Sauce, I think, is the biggest Restrepo fan on here between me and Cody.
He's a big Restrepo.
We'll dive into that later on this week in terms of how good he thinks Restrepo is. Different conversation for a different day. I hate you guys have to hear it, but you will.
He almost lost two guys. Was it two defenders in the end zone? He almost got him. Right there in the breadbasket. Hello.
He didn't come down with it.
He didn't
come down with it. You're exactly right.
Right.
But I'm not even trying to knock Restrepo. Like,
No, knock him. Because there's too much talk on Twitter about this guy for 2 for 26. Like, it's ridiculous.
All I'm saying is, right, and we'll get into this later. I ain't gonna harp on this too hard. All I'm saying is that Restrepo, with Cam having limited weapons, it's about time that you have somebody that can understand how he plays and just understands him. We had so many missed marks this season where Cam is doing Cam things, but the guys are still learning how Cam plays. And so it's just like, it's a guy that knows for sure Cam is going to do this. Okay. If you watch the replay from our perspective, they show what Restrepo was doing. He was moving side to side. And like you said, we talked off camera and you were just like, that just wasn't a football play. Like, it's almost like on some backyard timing. And he just knew to drift to the middle, sit down in the zone. That's not common. Guys are gonna follow your quarterback to the sideline. You know what I mean?
You follow him to the sideline and you come back to the ball while you're looking for open space.
Exactly. And so it's just things like that I'm like, okay, well, Cam can get bailed out in some of those moments if he has a guy that just understands what he does. And that's all. That's it. That's all. You know what I mean? Just let the guy get some PT.
Disappointment. I have to go. Cody, what do you?
I mean, he has 6 targets. He caught 2 of them. I mean, he caught a third of his targets.
I'll say this: he didn't have any drops. He didn't. It's not.
He
like
did have a drop
in the other ball.
What? Yeah, in the end zone. In the end zone.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would consider that a drop.
That was a tough catch to make.
Listen, these fans wanted him drafted where Chinray Dike was drafted. Chinray Dike catches that ball.
You
Hey.
know what? I'm not even mad at
I
that.
like them
You know
both
what?
on the field. Get them both on the field.
And I'm fine with that. I'll tell you this, Cody. How much do you appreciate like the chemistry factor? Do you think that it's overblown? Do you think that there could be something there? Like, what are your genuine thoughts on that?
I mean, I think the feeling in the fan base is that this is going to end up being some sort of Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey. They're on the same. They're telepathically. They just read each other's minds and everything. And I just think that this guy runs a 4.87. He's slow as crap. I mean, he caught 2 balls for 26 yards. I get the chemistry is fine and everything. He needs to build chemistry with the players who can run 4.5s and run 4.3s and 4.4s, not this 4.8 stuff, in my opinion.
Woo wee.
Man, that's
I'll
wild.
be honest, man. I think you're putting too much on the speed aspect
You're
of it.
too much on the speed.
Like
Because he
that
was routing them
speed-
boys up.
I
He
do
getting
think that
open.
there's a factor of like if you can
He
play
was-
the position, you can, especially as a slot receiver. You know, Julian Edelman wasn't fast. You know, Wes Welker wasn't considered to be just a blazer. You know, all the short white wide receivers kind of have the same makeup. Just to be honest, you know, so I could see him just finding a role. Yeah, he's not going to be the guy who takes the top off the defense. You know, just like those guys weren't. But I could see him finding a role of I help move the chains. Both of his catches were for first downs this week. That's where I see his role being what we hoped Tyler Lockett would be. Now, does that mean that he needs to take reps away from the other guys? No. But I do think that does mean, you know, even when Elliott comes back, maybe he dips more into the Van Jefferson bucket. You know, he already took all of Mason Kinsey's snaps on offense from the week before, which is like, it's just crazy to me. Two guys get caught
Unkillable.
up from the practice squad, and Mason
Mason-
Kinsey doesn't get any reps on the. It's like but you were
Mason
the first
Kinsey
guy
got
up the
all
week
those
before.
concussions for nothing. He would run the brick walls for the hell of it, and Restrepo comes in and just immediately takes all his playing time.
Man, it's hilarious. But man, you know what, Cody? I do agree with you though. Like he doesn't need to take the reps from any of the other guys. I want to continue to see at least Chim and Ellick. I say any of the other guys, just those two other guys. Everybody else he can take reps from. You know, he can take reps from Van. You know, obviously Bryce Oliver's not playing. Kinsey, take reps from him. Prochet, you know, who's somebody I want to talk about in a second. He can continue to get worked in. Let's see what we've got. You know, at this point, we're in fact-finding mode. It is what it is.
So my question is, I mean, seriously, he went undrafted. He went to the practice squad. Nobody else picked him up. He hasn't played for the first 11 games of the season. What took so long?
Coaching staff.
I mean, what
My
didn't
opinion.
people see? All 32 of them?
I think he was just getting blackballed, man. I just think he just wasn't getting the
Oh,
shot. Like he was just
man.
overlooking them. Overlooking
know,
the
like
sure
blackball.
hands. I just think
He's
they were
not Colin
overlooking the
Kaepernick.
sure hands.
Yeah, blackball is crazy. But you know, I think it will be a benefit though if he turns out to be a diamond in the rough. And when I say diamond, yeah, he's not going to be an all-pro level player, but I would love for him to be a slot receiver that we can lean on and allow Chim to play the Z more, maybe fill in the
Yes.
Y position and take over for what Ridley was doing, and having that role be filled. I would like for at least there to be the opportunity for that, and go out and draft somebody else next year too. Like let it be a
That'd
real
be
battle
nice.
in training camp. Our wide receiver room is so thin. We need all the help we can get. What took so long is just got to be, you know, I think people want to make sure he earned it. You know, beforehand, I think that people couldn't justify, you know, not giving Van Jefferson snaps and this and that. And that's what I think happened, man. I'm not saying that it was right or wrong, but we'll be curious to see if he continues to make some sort of impact. Two catches for 26 yards. They were in big moments. I won't downgrade that, but we're not talking about a 70-plus yard performance either. So we'll see.
I don't know.
We'll
Just
see.
people on Twitter, they were talking like, you know, he scored 2 touchdowns, but he had 2 catches.
Is this connected?
I mean, listen, look, no. But look, no.
Cody, well, I'll tell you what. I do think they were warranted, though. I do think they were warranted, and I'll say why. Mason Kinsey was called up before him almost every other opportunity. And people were saying, why not put Restrepo in that position? Because you know what you have in Kinsey. I think that's a fair position to have. It's like, No, bring up Restrepo. Give him a shot.
Mhm.
Our team is bad anyway. Why not give it a chance?
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with that. I think that's what that tweet means. I think that people who were saying, yeah, bring him up over some of these other wide receivers, I think that was warranted. We didn't have nobody else. If they would have brought up one of these practice squad guys that we had just brought in, Lance McCutcheon and all those guys, somebody would have burnt down.
I never heard of him.
But no, Cody, you're totally fair to feel that way. And this is going to have to be one of those we'll see moments. But speaking of we'll see, what we are seeing and what people I don't think are talking about enough because of the whole Restrepo conversation is Gunnar Helm really showed up. 6 catches off of 7 targets, 51 yards, averaging 8 per reception. Gunnar Helm, talk about chemistry. He's been the guy a lot of times that Cam has found when he's scrambling. And seeing Gunnar with 50 yards, Chimere Dike with 40 yards, even James Prochet, who was making plays in the preseason. Please don't sleep on James Prochet. Not as a great wide receiver, but people act like, oh, man, even he had 40 yards. James Prochet was actually fighting hard out there. Chig had 40 yards. Like, it's Gunnar leading that pack may happen more often during his career than what we think. He may be our leading receiver in more games than what people want to give him credit for right now. Gunnar Helm's a true weapon. Point blank.
I love Gunnar Helm.
Point blank. Period.
Sure hands. Sure hands.
Yeah. I mean, I think he dropped 1 target, or he would have been 7 for 7. But like, even the one that he dropped, he was kind of diving out of bounds.
Yeah,
right. It did him in the hands. And like, I was
a little too early on that one.
Yeah, it was kind of like the timing was off a little bit. But when he didn't catch it, I was like legitimately shocked because he has like the most sure hands on the team. Yeah. I was just like, Gunnar dropped it. We're gonna be in for a long day if he's dropping balls.
No, you're exactly right, man. You're exactly right. So one thing that we spoke about, and let's bring it to the pod, Randy. I think it's time. I want to pivot the conversation to the rushing game. You take out Cam Ward's 37 yards. Our 3 running backs combined for 27 yards.
Let's be real. Do we think we can get 27 yards?
Us 3? We can string that together, dog.
I think we could.
I can see Liam pushing the pal. Like,
I'm just like Genty too. I'm like this. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, we're all short now. We can get lost behind there, getting a couple yards.
Like it's just crazy, man. I'm looking at the stats. Tony Pollard, 11 carries, 20 yards, 1.8 per carry. Tajay Spears, 3 carries for 4 yards, 1.3. Julius Chestnut, 2 carries for 3 yards, 1.5. It's one of those things where I just don't know what's wrong with the run game. I want to be specific with something, though, that I did not like I saw on Twitter. Don't loop Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard into the same category. I personally think Pollard, Cody was right. Pollard's, I'm not going to say he's like over the hill. Whatever it is not working with us.
He's under
he may
the
go
hill.
somewhere else and ball. I'm afraid to say Titans players who are older over the hill because they might go somewhere else and have 1,000 yards next year. That's just our luck. But he definitely looks washed. Tajay Spears, to me, actually runs with some juice and some pop, which makes me curious to think, you're not going to like me saying this, Cody. You're going to be mad. Just prepare yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Did the departure of Bill Callahan play a bigger role than we thought? At least we were getting 60 rushing yards.
Hey.
But seriously though, he was coordinating the run game. Is that hurting us more? Like, what is the issue, Cody? What do you think?
I don't know, dude. I just think I wish I had answered. I mean, Tajay Spears had 3 carries for 4 yards. And he was the guy that I was like, give him the ball more. And somehow he's still averaging 4 yards a carry over the season. And I think this past 2 games, like it's been kind of like this. Like he's 3 carries, 4 yards, 4 carries, 7 yards. But dude, every time Tony Pollard gets the ball in his hands, dude, it never looks good. Like I think he caught a screen and he just couldn't get upfield. He just got swallowed.
Never could turn that corner. He was just kind of like, got me.
Yeah.
Like, turn the corner, son.
Yeah. I mean, and to be honest, like I'd loved our team going forward on 4th down. We went 5 for 7 on 4th down. I hated the fact that they put Julius Chestnut in on that 4th down. And I know that's on Kevin Zeitler because he completely whiffed on the guy in front. I mean, he literally fell over.
Like like, what happened? Like, did his knees give out? Like, he just fell.
It looked like he tripped on a ghost hole.
God, don't tell me
Like, it was unbelievable.
He
like,
looked like the one of the best guards in the league last year. He comes over here, he's tripping and can't even get
I'm
straight.
telling you, we literally you come here, your talent just leaves you. So we're like a virus.
It's
a parasite.
Man, drains you.
But why not have Khalil Mullings in there? I think he was activated this game. Why not have him in that in right there? That's my question.
Yeah, I don't get it either. At this point, just to be transparent, I don't understand the role Julius Chestnut plays. We treat him like a power back, but he's never been viewed as a power back in any place he's been. He wasn't a power back in college, and he hasn't been a power back in any of the years he's been in the pros. Like, just because he's our biggest back stature-wise, because he's got more belly, does not mean we need to do – like, Khalil Mullins is bigger muscle-wise. Like, I just don't understand why. I would rather have Spears in there because Spears seems to, like, squeak around sometimes, and he can stretch and try to get a first down. Like, I don't get why Chestnut gets any carries at this point. Like, I would rather just Cam Ward snap it and take off himself. And every 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, quarterback sneak it. Cam Ward is terrible at quarterback sneaks, and he's 2 for 2 on quarterback sneaks this year. It's that easy.
It does look hard for him whenever he does it.
It's like his mind just doesn't like. He's so used to processing stuff. He snaps. He's like, "Where should I go with it? Oh, I'm supposed to be going forward." And he just kind of.
I'm not in the shotgun.
He doesn't even like push and drive with his legs. He literally just lays there and hopes somebody just carries him over.
I can guarantee you, Cam Ward, when he goes under center, and this is probably TMI, but he's probably one of those guys. He's like, "Golly, this guy's gooch is wet."
Yeah.
And he like completely gets distracted. He's like, "Oh crap, play clock's at 1, Hut."
Oh my God.
His balls is sweaty.
Like,
God, Lloyd, can we put a diaper on? Like, Lord have mercy.
Like, and Lloyd definitely looks like one of those heavy sweat guys too.
Oh yeah,
no doubt, no doubt. But yeah, you know,
go to an ad, man.
Like we have to do something. We're about to get flagged for being a pornography page or something. You know, it's one of those things that I was excited to see us go forward on 4th. It feels like, you know, Chad and team, everybody who's a part of the decision-making team, I hate that. They were like, "Hey, dog, you're not going to be here next year. Go for it." Like nobody cares, you know, what happens if we don't get it. When we didn't get
be
the
all
first
right.
fourth down and
We're
Julius
1-10,
Chestnut,
buddy.
Like nobody was tripping. In the stadium when Julius Chestnut didn't get it, everybody was like, "All right, well, you know, it's a short punt essentially."
On to the next one.
Like nobody cared. Like, just go for it, dude.
I mean, seriously, when you think when Mike McCoy's like, "All right, we're gonna go for it," you think he was just over there just like, and like swallowing Pepto-Bismol. He's just like his stomach's turning over.
Definitely. And I don't know if you guys can see this from the broadcast. There was even I think it was when Slide kicked it out of bounds. Bones Fossil called over the refs and was talking to the refs and then waved over Mike McCoy to join the conversation. Bones Fossil's the head coach of this football
He's the head
team.
coach, bro. He's the head coach. You think he's like, "It's okay, Mike. You can go for it.
Every
My job is
time,
secure."
If you watch the TV broadcast and there's a big decision to be made, it's Bones
He's right
talking
there
to
and
Mike,
he's talking.
while Mike just
He's
sits
right
there like this.
He's like, "I think that's a good idea, Bones."
Don't put him
Let's
on
make it
blast
look
like that, man.
That's exactly what's happening. And there's no question why Bones Fossil's team looks like the most prepared team every single week. Like, it's just there's no his special teams unit is always on point. Even with the decision, I didn't understand it in the stands. I didn't know about the rule. I was like, why did Joey Slye kick it out of bounds? I thought the advantage to accepting a 15-yard penalty on a field goal kick was to be able to kick it short, make them try to return the ball. But with the new rule and how it's set, if you kick the ball out of bounds, the 15-yard penalty, instead of the ball going to the 40 like it traditionally would, it goes to the 25, and that penalty is applied there. So he just said, let's give him the ball to 25. I didn't know that's how the rule worked. Bones is probably the only one that did because he's the one that called the ref over and made the decision on if they're going to accept or decline the penalty. It's interesting to see Mike be the interim head coach. Like the assistant to the interim head coach essentially is what he is. But it is what it is. So let's talk about the defensive side of the ball for a little bit.
And we'll
I
get to
wanna
that
give
running back conversation. I ain't gonna cut you off too
Yeah,
bad.
no,
But
go ahead.
I do
Go ahead.
want to circle back to that, but we can go to the defense
No,
side.
no, no. Let's circle back to it, and then we'll jump to defense.
Okay, so me and Lim were talking,
Mm.
and when we were looking at the end of the year and how things could play out, and the current update of where we are in the draft and our people that we could essentially trade with, I proposed to Lim that we should probably spend a high pick on a top running back. Lim was a little bit of on the opposing side, and I want to get your opinion on this, Cody, but I am for taking a top running back prospect. I think
And the
we need that.
was similar to this. We get the number 1 overall pick. We trade back to around 4 or 5, and we get another first round pick this year as well. Just imagine there's one of those 2 or 3 teams that has multiple first rounds this year.
Mhm.
So let's say we get 4 and get 19. Now, I don't know if
Mhm.
somebody has both of those. I'm just saying it. He was saying at 19, take Jeremiah Love. In my head, I just said take the best edge and or wide receiver or cornerback at those spots. That's where I personally will go. Cody, what's your thoughts?
I love Jeremiah Love.
I
Mm.
know.
But the thing is,
know.
too, man, it's like, I mean, how's Ashton Genty look this year? I mean, he's
Okay.
behind a crap offensive line, and he's not able to do much. I mean, he has like his moments of greatness, but it feels like taking Genty number 4 overall, taking him that high was a mistake. Because their running backs are so affected by like what's going on in front of them. I mean, even Derrick Henry, his last couple of years with us, I mean, he struggled to get 1,000 yards. He leaves us and goes to the Ravens. He instantly gets like 1,900 yards or whatever. So I love Jeremiah Love. I would love to get a player like that. But I also love Cam Scatterboo, and he was a 4th round pick. So
I'm just
That's where I'm at with it. I think, they talk about premium positions. This is another conversation we had. And I'm sorry, people who watch this podcast, I'm going to have to expose a team member of ours. Sauce thinks running back is a premium position. I don't know why, because they're not paid
I'll
like
stand
it
on
in
that.
free agency. They're not drafted like them. There's no evidence to show that they're premium positions. But I will say this. I want another running back who is dynamic, but I'm not spending one of my first round picks on it. I just don't think we're the team that can do that. The Lions, when they did it, they could do it. They already had Montgomery when they did it. Like, they could do it. We're not in that position.
I disagree slightly. I think you need to fill your holes where you see talent. And if it's a blue chip player, you take that. If it is the running back position, you take that. And I do feel like running back is a premium position for me. I mean, you look at your Quinshawn Junkins, you look at your Travion Hendersons, you look at your RJ Harveys right now. I mean, they're starting to emerge. It took them a little bit of time, but nonetheless, they're carrying their team when it's cold outside. Like they're doing it. And if you can't run the ball, like Cam Ward is our leading rusher. I mean, really think about that. Like, how can we take the pressure off of Cam Ward? How can we even open up the offense?
But you can
The-
do
the
it
whole-
cheaper. You can do it.
Yeah, so like-
Quinton
so like-
Judkins, you just named him. He wasn't even the guy making. It was Dylan Sampson with the big run the other week, who was a very late round pick, may even been undrafted. Like, that's why I say you can wait.
Yeah, I think I kind of like going the free agency route. I mean, he was really successful with us
Not
when we
at
brought in
all.
like
Disagree.
when we brought in like DeMarco Murray. I mean, DeMarco Murray was great for us. Like I would be fired up if we got a player like Brees Hall.
Yeah.
Like I think you can get him for. I think the number going around is like 48 million. I think like 12 million a year, something like that. Like, I mean, I think that'd be an awesome number. And then you could potentially take I don't want to take like another running back like Tajay Spears like we did in the third. I think our running backs, if we're not getting the Jeremiah Love, then just wait till like the 5th round, 6th round or whatever, and just
Take a
try
swing.
to hit an upside. We need
I
wide
agree.
receivers. We need somebody that can sack the quarterback.
If it's Jeremiah Love and we're at pick 19, I'm not going to be mad if we go pick them. That's not what I'm saying.
It'd be hard to
Yeah.
not be excited.
But if it's not Jeremiah Love, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not even considering it. And I'm probably not, me personally, I'm not considering myself. And I'll tell you what, the same philosophy we're talking about with free agency is where our 2 decision makers came from. That's what they believe as well. Why do I say that? Because the Kansas City Chiefs, they're always drafting a late running back or picking up one in free agency. Also, the Green Bay Packers, they're always drafting a late round running back or picking up one in free agency. That's just the way it goes for them. They're not the guys who draft those top running backs. It's extremely rare when it happens. So that's why I think they're going to stick to what they've always done, which is draft premium positions, which is based on the NFL standards, not Randy's drunk standards, which is wide receiver, cornerback, edge, quarterback, end of list, is where I think they're going.
I mean, to your logic, if running back is not a premium position, when we were still bad, were we not still competitive in games when we had Derrick Henry? We don't have any running back right now. We're 1-10.
We were in games. I'll tell you, Saquon's the only top.
We can't run the ball.
Saquon's the only top 5 running back who's won a Super Bowl in the last 10 years. What does that tell you? Now you're stuttering. That's what I'm trying to tell people, man.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm trying to tell.
That's
people.
a bad example. That's a bad example.
How is that a bad example? I just named everybody else in the league aside from Saquon Barkley. That's a million examples.
He got traded to the best scenario possible
for like 3 or 4 years, but then the cliff is just like once you hit it, it's over with. Like Derrick Henry's running backs going to their 30s and being productive. Like it's very, very rare. And we need players that can give us some sustainability for high draft capital.
I know it hurts. But I'm not against Jeremiah Love. Drop your comments down below. Tell us, are you let's say we've got pick 4 and 19. If Love is there at 19, are you taking him or are you taking edge, wide receiver, cornerback, whatever we didn't select at pick number 4? Let us know down in the comments. Pivoting over to defense, I want to give a few key shout outs. One to a player who I probably have slightly disrespected previously in the season. I am the guy who will say he's wrong every once in a while. I'm doubling back. Cody Barton has actually, in pass coverage, surprised me over the last 2 or 3 weeks. He had a pick 6 2 games ago. In the game against the Texans, 2 or 3 pass breakups. This game did the same. It wasn't 2 or 3, but he had some pass breakups, and he hasn't looked lost in coverage. I've been pleasantly surprised by Cody Barton's pass coverage ability over the last few weeks. TD put out a stat, and I'll have to go check it. But essentially, he was top 5 in the league in terms of linebackers when it came to rate when targeted in the league, and also was tops in pass deflections and also in interceptions as well. So he's actually been, by the numbers, a pretty solid coverage linebacker. So to take a step back and pivot. Maybe you got your tackling linebacker in Gray, and Cody Barton is worthy of coming back next year. Cody, Sauce, you guys have any shout-outs on the defensive side of the ball?
I like what Kevin Winston did. He played pretty good. I just want to continue to see. Yeah, I want to see him continue to stack good days. But he played pretty good. I like that. I agree. He's gonna develop well.
Tackles for loss too this game.
He's showing a lot of promise, and I think he will be special in the coming years. So yeah, I like Kevin.
Yeah, I'm all about some Cedric Gray. I love Cedric Gray. He's got 109 tackles.
He's balling.
109 tackles. And this is a guy, I think last year that a lot of this fan base was probably really ready to kind of write off. Mm-hmm. They didn't really think that he was like all that good. And really, I'm wondering if since they took away the green dot away from him, like if he's just able to just focus on just
play free,
playing linebacker and just being instinctive. He is awesome. I love some Cedric Gray. And also, dude, I really like Sebastian Joseph Day. I think, his hips are built like his mama, but he uses them effectively, son. He gets wide.
Yep.
So, I gotta give a shout out to Sebastian Joseph Day. And somebody who I thought didn't perform well at all was Javondre Sweat. Complete no-show. Couldn't even realize that he was on the field. He had 1 tackle. And they said that he was like walking off the field. He looked completely winded, completely exhausted.
And he was loafing. There was a specific play. The Rams were driving. They were inside of, I think, the 5 or the 10-yard line at this point. And there was a sub that had happened. And him and Sebastian Joseph Day came on the field, and 2 of our other linemen went out. I think we went from like nickel to our big package. And Sebastian Joseph Day gets in. He's lined up, ready to go. The quarterback is kind of snapping, kind of hovering over the ball. He's not officially ready for the ball, but getting close. Sweat, as that quarterback still doing that, everybody else is lined up. He's jogging on the field. He gets his hand in the dirt and the ball snapped. That's how quick it was from when he got out there. He was loafing. Savondre Sweat was loafing. I've been a Sweat defender just in terms of his production and what I thought that he was going to be in terms of pass rush. I know he's had a few sacks this year, whatever. But that type of stuff is what was in your draft negative side of your grades. And you're proving that to be right. I don't know if it's a motivation thing. I don't know what it is, but that crap is not going to work. And I could see a very real situation where he's a draft day trade this coming year because of that. Because that stuff right there, I just can't take, man. I cannot take loafing. Being tired is one thing, but you came from the sideline, son. You weren't just in the game. Like, get the heck on the field. And he had another possession later on where he was trying to get off the field and the ball's being snapped as he barely gets his back foot over the line. Like, and they weren't in no huddle. He was just being fat and late. Like, oh my. I'm sorry I had to go on that rant, man, but it made me mad.
You had to get that off, man. I feel
Can we talk one thing on the Seahawks side?
You say that again?
I said, can we talk one thing on the Seahawks side, but you go ahead and go first.
How
awesome is Jackson Smith-Njigba?
Oh my gosh.
I wish we would have took him, man.
Man, Pete looks like an all-pro, but JSN looks like an all-pro. And I'd rather have an all-pro wide receiver than an all-pro guard. Yeah. Denard Wilson said today, which was pretty shocking. Typically doesn't do this, but I think he knows he's going to be gone. He put both of his big catches on the cornerback, actually. He said that in the first catch on Hooker, that it was supposed to be bracket coverage, and the cornerback slipped, and then that made Winston come up on the play, and Winston should have been additional help over the top on that, so it didn't happen. And then on the other play where it was Winston that got beat, the cornerback was supposed to be attached at the hip with JSN. He broke off too early and left Winston one-on-one and was supposed to be bracketed there as well. It's one of those things where it's like, dude's so good, that stuff can't happen. One mistake, it's a touchdown, basically. Yeah.
Gonna burn you. He cooked.
Incredible.
He cooked on that double move. Oh, my God. Like, he cooked somebody on that double move that he.
Well, I was going to say, Amani Hooker is the one that I think was supposed to have him.
Hooker. Yeah.
I think we tried arguing that there was OPI, but, I mean, Jackson Smith-Njigba, at the rate that he's playing, we're just not going to get that call, I don't think. No. It was pretty.
And that ball was in the breadbasket too. Like Hooker was in good coverage. Like, he didn't just get burned and it was yards of separation. Like, Hooker had a hand on him. Like, that was just two good players being better than our bad players. But my question I was going to ask you, Cody and Sauce, who was our highest rated defensive player this game based on PFF?
Ooh.
Good question. Ooh.
Go ahead, Sauce.
He threw it to me. Oh, man, he put me on the spot.
Sorry. I'll give you a hint. It was somebody we haven't talked about yet.
Jeff Simmons.
Oh, cornerback Marcus Harris. Slot corner.
Really?
9.0. When
I
targeted,
make a couple plays.
He gave up 3 yards. He had pass breakups. I mean, Marcus Harris for the second game in a row has stood out as not just like, he maybe could fill the void and be all right with Roger, but like, he's stepping in exactly where Roger left off. Like, Marcus Harris has looked really good in the slot, man. And kind of making Borgo look like, hey, I told y'all boys, just shut up a little bit. I got this. I got a draft pick out of it, and I got a player to fill him. So if he keeps that up, man, and Winston keeps up his play in the secondary, leading the team in tackles, one of our only tackles for loss, 6 of those tackles were solo. Like, we could be in a really good spot when we look down the pipe, man. I'm really, really excited about where that stands and where our team is. But Cody, Sauce, what thoughts you got for us before we wrap up for the day?
Hey, we made progress and we lost. That's exactly what we want to see. We want to keep that number 1 pick, and we want to keep these games close.
That's right.
And again, like, going back to Cam Ward real quick, I thought Cam Ward played his best game of the season. I loved the way he was playing quarterback. He looked comfortable. He looked confident. And it didn't look like he was overwhelmed by anything. It said that he got sacked 4 times. It didn't feel like he got 4 sacks or sacked 4 times to me, dude. He was evading the rush like incredibly. It was really awesome to watch. The stats or whatever, they were okay. You know, he had 1 touchdown, no picks, no fumbles, super clean. And, you know, I thought he showed a lot of progress. And again, we kept that number 1 pick. So what else? What more can you ask for?
Too. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got, man?
Man, I want to second what Cody is saying. Just progress, man. Progress, man. We seeing Cam just developing in real time. We seeing him, like I said, manipulate the safeties with his eyes, man. I seen a no-look pass. I mean, look confident in the pocket. One of those plays broke down right there on the goal line. He took it himself, went airborne. I mean, I want him to be a little safer than that, but hey, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
He landed on his lid.
Yeah, it was a little rough, man. But nonetheless, a lot of promising things, man. I'm just excited to see how we continue to just build this team around him. So, man, let's protect Cam Ward. You know what I mean? And let's just keep stacking good days, man. That's all I want to see. Keep that number 1 pick. Keep stacking good days.
Man, that's huge, man. And that's what we want to continue to do. Is just push those days, stack them together, and let's see what this can turn into. Give us some hope for next year, please. That's all I need. Just a little bit.
Please.
Of hope.
And draft a high running back.
We'll talk about that later. But thank you guys so much for spending some time with us. We are really, really trying to push towards different subscriber goals, and you are the reason why we haven't gotten there. If you haven't pressed that button, please subscribe to us right now. Drop some comments, drop some likes.
Let's do it.
We'd love to hear from you guys, man. We don't really care about the numbers, but we do care about you being a part of our community. So please,
Let's go.
like, comment, subscribe. Tighten up, baby. Have a good rest of your day. Happy holidays. We will be back again this week.
Yes,
But in
sir.
the meantime, peace out. Tighten up.
Get you some of that turkey, baby. Christmas.